The Jimny 3-door is a fantastic mini SUV. It's an honest-to-goodness truck in pint-sized form. But if you want more seats to bring friends and family or more space to bring gear for adventure trips, well, this is your 2024 Jimny 5-door GLX automatic in two-tone. The exterior of the 5-door Jimny is practically the same as the 3-door. It's just longer and with 2 extra doors. You've got your flat facade with your circular lights and then your protruding fender and bumpers. It tries to play, the look of the 5-door Jimny tries to play on nostalgia by getting some cues from Jimny's past. Fortunately, one thing that I would like to be more period correct is the bumper, because it's not made of steel, it's made of plastic. But what you will like and what enthusiasts will like about the Jimny is what's underneath. It's got your rigid axle suspension and then coilover springs front and rear. What that does is allows the Jimny capability to go off-road and make it feel comfortable and durable at the same time. Now, speaking from experience, the qualities of the 5-door and even the 3-door Jimny is a big departure from driving a crossover or even an SUV, because this gives you the ability to go off-road, have fun, and have peace of mind all throughout the entire drive. And we'll get to the details of all of that a little later on the drive. But what you must remember, this is a narrow vehicle. The width didn't change between the 3 and the 5-door. The doors swing wide open, almost 90 degrees. So be careful if you're parked in a narrow slot, because you just might dent or ding other vehicles. We're here at the back of the 5-door Jimny. As you can see, the spare tire is mounted right here, which is why the door swings this way and not upwards. And you've got a damper as well, so that it opens slowly and gently. And with a low floor, you can actually sit here and have a tailgate party. You have a light right here, your 120-watt outlet. And in terms of size, it is, you've got 33 inches here, 37.5 inches this way, and then 22 inches lengthwise. But if you drop this down, you'll get a total of 43.5 inches. We're inside the 5-door Jimny GLX AT. So this is the top of the line. And as you can see, it has fabric seats. It's not as bolstered as your typical crossover or mid-size SUV. And I would like it to be a little bit wider and with more bolstering, but it's comfortable enough. You look at the cockpit, it has an upright orientation, unlike, again, the crossovers that you are going to be accustomed to seeing a lot in Metro Manila. And number one, it is all plastic here, hard plastic. It's not the cheap type, so that's one thing good going for it. And it also has this rugged type of layout with the Allen wrench type bolting, and the way the instrument panel is also looks very sturdy and solid with the way it's put together. But you still have your typical creature comforts you're accustomed to now. It has a 9-inch touchscreen with wireless Apple CarPlay, Bluetooth connectivity, although if you're using an Android system, you're gonna have to go wired via the USB port that's right here. That's one thing. It only has one port. I would like for it to have a bit more. It has an automatic climate control system, very modern. And also you got your leather-wrapped multi-function steering wheel with audio and cruise controls. Now, if you're looking for the power window controls, the one in front are right here. So that takes a little getting used to, especially if you're used to the Japanese layout. For the rear doors, which are new, of course, to the Jimny, as this is the all-new 5-door, the rear windows controls are right here. All right, so it will take getting accustomed to, but once you're in it, you'll get the hang of it. Okay, one thing lacking here, I would like Suzuki to add probably in an update or two, are more cup holders. There are only 2 for the front row passengers. They're almost right behind the passengers as well. So a little difficult to access, especially if you're driving. And if you've got tall drinks, which are full, you don't want to spill any of it. There aren't any on the door panels, so that's one. Plus, you don't have a sunglass holder here. You can pop it in here, but it's, the storage spaces aren't enough because you have your devices and other loose items that you want to put in a secure space. As you can see, there's very little elbow room in the Jimny because the width didn't change from the 3-door to the 5-door. And right in this narrow space right here, you've got your gear shifter with the PRND 2 and L, typical Jimny fashion. Right behind it, since this is a 4x4, you have your transfer case shifter. You've got your 2 high, your 4 high, and your 4 low. Well, you're looking at the second row of the 5-door Jimny, and this is basically the biggest change in the all-new 5-door Jimny. It is longer by 170 millimeters, but the most stark change is the 340 millimeter wheelbase, and that translates. The biggest benefit of that is bigger legroom for second row passengers. The seats aren't as bolstered. I would like them to be more bolstered, but they're relaxing and comfortable enough during a 3-hour drive. It seats 2 because of the 2 headrests, but you can fit 3 here. It's going to be cramped though, so you've got to know that coming in. Now, we mentioned that the window controls are in the middle. There are also window controls here, so it's a little accessible, at least for second row passengers. You don't have to reach in front to lower your windows. What you are going to need to share with front row passengers are the cup holders, because the lack of it in the front row is basically the thing you're going to go through here in the second row. You're sharing 2 cup holders amongst at least 4 passengers. There are 4 of you in the car, because the ones in the middle are the only ones you're using. There aren't any on the door panels as well. And it doesn't have your drop-down center armrest with cup holders. So again, something moving forward, Suzuki can take a look at and probably make adjustments. Power of the 5-door Jimny comes from a 1.5 liter gasoline engine, making the same output as the one in the 3-door. That's 100 PS and 130 Newton meters of torque. It sends power to the 4 wheels via a 4-speed automatic transmission. In the city, it feels lively enough, sprightly enough, but when you hit the expressways, that's when it feels wanting. It comes up a little bit short. I mean, especially for people who try and maintain 100 kilometers per hour, those who want to stay at the maximum speed limit. Earlier, I cruised around between 90 to 100 kilometers per hour, and the RPM was already at 2,500 to 3,000 RPM. That's not exactly the most efficient way to drive, but that's what you get because you have a small displacement engine and only 4 gears in the gearbox. The shift points are higher because I'm comparing it to the Ertiga, which shares the same drivetrain. Shift points are higher, so you feel a lot more oomph compared to when you're driving the Ertiga. But again, when you're on the highway and you want to overtake, you're going to have to really push it and put some heavy pressure on the throttle. Now, if that's not enough, there's an OD, an overdrive button on the shifter that you can use to give you a few extra horsepower and that push so you can overtake slower vehicles, right? Now, suspension, it uses the same one as the 3-door again. It's a rigid axle suspension system and coil springs front and rear. And that already will tell you a little bit that it's going to be stiffer than usual. Now, if you want to compare it, if you're coming from a small crossover or even a mid-size SUV, and you're looking at probably getting yourself a 5-door Jimny, you have to know coming in that that's the kind of suspension system it's sitting on. So it's a little stiffer. The ride will feel a lot more rigid than the usual. But if you've already experienced a ride in the 3-door Jimny, this is a lot more comfortable. It's a lot softer, and I really mean a lot. I want to stress a lot because if you've been in the 3-door Jimny, you know what I'm talking about. I mean, you're bouncing on rough patches and all that. We still do here. You probably saw it there, but not as much. It feels more stable, especially if you're going over humps or a long rough patch, because the longer wheelbase allows the front wheels to settle before the rear wheels tackle the scenario, okay? So you should know that going in. It's going to be a lot stiffer, but that prepares you as well when you're going to go off-roading, because that's exactly what this suspension system and the entire design of this vehicle is for you to take it out on adventures, rough road scenarios, and tough terrain, okay? It uses the old school recirculating ball steering system, not your typical modern rack and pinion which you find in most modern crossovers and SUVs. It's a more durable system, it's a more robust system, but the trade-off is it's heavier as well. Well, I wouldn't really want to use the word heavier, it's just weighted. So it's a more real feel kind of a steering feedback. Every time you turn the vehicle or you make a maneuver, you feel the weight of the vehicle, you feel its heft. It's not a lot of heft, but you still feel it, which gives you an idea of how to tackle traffic scenarios, road situations, terrain conditions, much better. You know, it doesn't sugarcoat, so to speak, what you're driving on and what you're driving through. And for a lot of people, for some people, they may like that kind of steering feedback. So that's what you're gonna get with a 5-door Jimny. We're on Daraitan Road, which is basically a rough road. It's unsealed, and we're headed to Campwell. And as you can see, there's quite a bit of bounce to me because of the rigid suspension. Again, it uses a 3-link rigid axle suspension with coil springs front and rear. And as rough and tough as that sounds, it's also as rough and tough when it comes to taking on terrain like this. You can feel how, we use the word a lot, but you can feel how robust it is. It's pretty solid. Despite the uneven surface, in fact, it's rocky in certain points and absolutely uneven. You don't feel it buckle underneath you, and you feel the suspension able to handle the weight of the vehicle and the angles, the weird angles that the road gives it. You can see right now it's pretty rough, and we're approaching a very uneven patch as well. And I'm taking it at around 15 kilometers per hour, and so far, I mean, there's barely a thud that you hear. I mean, it's just feels very solid the way you can tackle these surfaces, and that is what will give you confidence if you're the adventurous type and you're looking for a compact but 5-door vehicle that can take you around and give you confidence when you go off-roading or go on an adventure in places like this. Now, who is this vehicle for? Because it has practically the same setup, the same equipment as the 3-door Jimny, but with a longer wheelbase, 2 extra doors. I would think Suzuki is targeting the same individuals, adventurous individuals who want to bring their family along to places like this. So not only, I mean, they can enjoy it along with their family, because many times, you know, these outdoorsy people, you want your family to experience what you're seeing, what you're feeling, what you're experiencing, and that's the way to do it in a vehicle like this, where you can fit 5, as you can see, or as you saw earlier in our interior review. It seats 5. It's a tight fit, but you can fit 5. But it seats 4 comfortably with enough legroom for people sitting in the back row. So now you can take your family along and not have to worry, like, am I going to break the car because of the weight? The gross weight of the people you're carrying and the cargo as well. No, and I've basically shown you through this drive on Daraitan Road that it can handle rough road, uneven surfaces, and tough terrain easily, and you barely hear any of the, you know, the pressure, what the road is giving it, the harshness and all that. Although, speaking of NVH, there should be a lot more, I guess, dampening versus exterior noises from especially underbones and bikes on the street, but you know, chassis, or if you're talking everything on the chassis and underneath the car, I mean, it really does a good job of giving you comfort on roads like this, and keeping all the noises underneath outside of the vehicle. Now, the Jimny 5-door offers space for passengers, for cargo, and a little extra comfort compared to the 3-door. It still has the same rigid body that'll allow you to go off-roading, over rough terrain, or even through flash floods because of its 210mm ground clearance. You will enjoy the same creature comforts you find in small crossovers, but it's laid out in the cockpit in a more rugged style that may not appeal to everybody. Now, the Jimny 5-door GLX 82-tone, which is what's behind me, is priced at 1,708,000 pesos, and that's encroaching already on entry-level mid-size SUVs, bigger, more spacious, more powerful SUVs. But the Jimny has always been a niche market vehicle, and that is what it still is today. It offers a lot more doors now, an extended wheelbase, functionality, versatility, even durability. But will that be a fair trade-off for comfort? Let us know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and follow us on all our social media channels. I'm Eric Tipan from AutoIndustriya.com.